Make sure it's working.
Everybody hear me?
Yep.
We're saddened to announce that, there's no meeting to order. We're saddened to announce that the end of the year, tentatively, we're going to have to cease operations. Our numbers have dropped. Technology has changed so rapidly, and large need for the internet, which we have selected Blue Ridge as the new provider, and they're going to explain it in this video what they're offering. And one of the problems we run into is our tower has been deemed unsafe for the climbers, and it's extreme expense to replace that. There just isn't money coming in to even do it anymore.
How about speaking up?
Okay,
Well,
sorry.
take your mask off.
Yeah, well, does that work or not?
That's better.
Okay. We did contact Spectrum, who was not interested. We talked to Zito, who was only interested in the internet. We're not interested in the video at all. And Blue Ridge was willing to provide everything, and they're going to completely rebuild the entire system, all fiber to the home, which all these amplifiers we have in here have to be readjusted when you get fuzzy signal and so on and so forth. And that won't have those problems whatsoever. And the internet could possibly attract new businesses, and you will have other choices of other TV programs that you might be interested in. You can get multiple speeds of internet, especially if you're a gamer or somebody like that. The memberships that have been paid for over the years have covered service calls and the cost of installation. And as far as any return money, it's going to take a tremendous amount for us to even close, because we have to pay to have all this cable removed, the tower taken down, all the dishes and everything, and that's going to be extremely expensive. I'm not even sure there's enough money left over to even cover that. As far as I'm concerned, open the floor for any comments or questions. Okay.
When you say run fiber, where is that going? Is that from the towers to the central office all the way to the home, or is it stopping prior to the home?
Right in fiber to the home. It's not going to the tower. Blue Ridge has fiber in here, and everything's gonna be brought in over the fiber link. Yes.
What if you're paid up for the year? Do we get our money back, or?
Well, we're still gonna continue to operate until the end of the year.
Okay.
We hope we don't have to go past. That's our tentative deal. Yes.
Does that mean we can't expect service from Blue Ridge until after the end of the year then?
Yes. Yes. Yep. Yes.
What year was it that Uncle Bill started the TV cable?
I think about 1950.
1952.
52?
Yep.
In your office, you get a newspaper.
Yep.
Okay. Yes.
What about people from Knoxville who were part of the Knoxville cable and it went defunct, so...
Well, they're part of this whole thing. They're doing the whole work.
So even if we don't have cable right now, if we switch to something else, we can still get in with the new...
If they're going by where you live, I'm sure they're offering it. They took that into account. They did a house pass survey, I think. And they're planning on all that, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yes.
How far are they going to go past the actual city of Knoxville? Are they going to go into Deerfield Township?
I'm not sure. They're probably only going to go as far as what's existing. Some of them are way out there. They may not even cover because it costs a lot per mile. Yes.
We're gonna keep Sean, yeah?
Well,
There's
we don't know.
there's a chance that I may decide to work for Blue Ridge. Yeah.
They've offered jobs to both of our employees.
Oh,
Yes.
And we'll keep showing on for a while to help people get used to the new system, if that's what you're concerned.
yeah.
In answer to your question about extending, one of their representatives at our township meeting, and a lot depends on their engineering department, they'll do studies to see, because some of Westfield Township, it goes so far, and there's like, it stops and there might be like 8 houses right above that it didn't go. But the way they explained it, you know, see if it's feasible to expand.
Originally, when we had bought the house in Knoxville, it is Deerfield Township, but it had the Knoxville cable. So I'm what, 3 houses up from Donuts. And I know Spectrum stopped at Donuts. So now I wanna know if Blue Ridge is gonna come and fill that gap up to at least Donuts.
I'm afraid that's gonna be a question for Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you this side of Hugh Cornell's? You know, the one story they just painted on the front?
Well, I'm the brick home that's past the old glass.
Past on the left?
Yes, she's a new
Yes.
house. Yes, same site.
That octagon house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what she's talking.
Okay.
I know what she's talking, probably not.
How far is the
Don't we go
existing
past
cable
that?
go now?
Yeah, where does the cable stop now? Down there in Knoxville, on 49.
It stops right at Hugh Cornell's house.
Well, then
I'm not.
She's
I'm
before you.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think we go past you now, so you could get us now. So you should be able to get them.
Yeah, 'cause,
They,
you know, we had a problem when we moved, because nobody knew anything.
yeah, they plan on building almost everywhere that we go now.
Okay.
Pretty close. Yep.
Okay.
If you have the regular service right now, which is, what, 75 a month, how much difference, Ron, do you think it'll be in their phone?
Well, their one package, I think, is about $89, somewhere in that ballpark. Of course, there's gonna be a box too. I think you gotta rent on top of it. It's set-top box.
Do you have any flyers on, the different packages that are available?
Yes, we're gonna give them to you after
Okay.
he tells us.
Does their fiber optic line run down to 249?
Yes.
That's where it's in.
So that should be available to me then.
That's the direction they're coming
I'm not
from.
sure what they plan on that direction.
I'm not sure where you live.
I live right on the curb just past Alvin Hill Road. The house right next to the road.
I'm not
Are they
sure.
keeping close enough?
I know they're bringing it in that way. I just don't know how much they're back feeding it that way.
600.
So I'm like 100 yards from their pole.
Okay. I'm sure once they get in here and going, they'd like to consider whether they can expand from there. They're gonna at least get what we have and then see what they can do after that. So,
Yes,
Would there be a local office for lighting?
they're not gonna have it maintain an office here, no. It's gonna be in Mansfield.
So we would be mailing in our paper.
Yes. Unless you wanna have them, you know, draft a credit card or something like that.
You
Yeah.
can also do it on the internet, I have Blue Ridge.
Okay, yes.
In other words, you're telling me you're gonna dissolve
Yes,
the TV system.
yes.
Yep.
And are they paying us to come in?
No.
You're just gonna let them come in?
They don't have any, we don't have any value to give them. Everything is completely obsolete, scrapped.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
only talking-
well, I think they're gonna buy the building, but that's about it.
I'm only going on hearsay.
Yeah.
But they tell me a few years ago, or a couple years,
Mhm.
Cito was buying
Yeah.
Westfield out. Is that true or not?
Every outfit I've heard about being purchased, they're not interested, they just take it over.
They came to talk to us, but they
Yeah.
came to talk to us, but they weren't interested after talking to us.
Okay, now, Because I live in Potter County,
Right.
but they're gonna continue service where they have service now.
Yes.
Yep.
And what did you say this truck's gonna be priced roughly?
I think it's 89 for their,
I can't hear.
89.
For the basic service, $89.
What about for the whole package?
Well, they go on up multiple. You can buy all kinds of different sports channels and all kinds of different things.
And how many channels? It says more channels than we're getting now.
I think so.
Depends on what you wanna pay for.
Yeah, you can get more, but I think their basic is higher count than ours, but I'm not sure. They don't have every single channel that we have, though.
Blue Ridge is gonna cover all this shortly.
Okay.
They're gonna talk to us the internet.
We just
Yeah.
need questions
Dwayne.
on our stuff.
Homeland, whatever it is, that,
And so
is that still in, on the tower up there?
As far as I know, we're not sure what's gonna happen there.
What happened, when they came in to put that antenna up there,
Mhm.
they said that if we ever wanna get rid of that, let them know they back. And that was the state.
Yeah,
Right, we signed it in for 20 years.
okay,
That's something to check in on.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would
Julie's been checking on those things.
tear it down if they want.
Yeah,
Cause I was on the board when they did that.
yes.
So the service that exists now is going to dissolve at the end of the year.
Tentatively. We don't know with this COVID stuff they're doing and so on and so forth, so.
Okay, well, there's not any fiber in place, right? Is there going to be lasting coverage at any point in time?
No, we're gonna stay in place until they, what they're doing, they're just moving our cable aside.
Hold on.
Anyway, they're just gonna put a J-bolt in the pole, move our cable out of the way, and put theirs in. Ours will be taken out later after everybody's hooked up, everybody that wants it.
What kind of service do you think that we will receive from them compared to what our service was to you?
I think you're gonna see stuff a lot better, because it's all clear digital channels, every single one of them, which are ours are not. And they actually send the signal back to their main service point there in Scranton and improve upon it and send it back. And they just don't have the dependability issues. One of the other problems we got, is our channels would pick up and shut off and all that crap, and that's because they're not maintaining their towers worth of darn. And most of those channels, they have links right direct to the broadcaster. They don't even have to deal with it over the air, which helps a lot. Yes?
We just need to go on with.
Because a lot of these questions.
Yeah, if we need to end our, if they got no more questions on our stuff, then we need to move to.
The only thing I can say is television has been better in the last 4 or 5 years than it's ever been.
Well, except for that hiccup at night. I've been very disgusted with that, personally.
That's true.
Sonia was doing a great job.
So we want to move on to.
Hold on.
So I just want you to know that we have, as a customer, been very satisfied with the service that we've got.
Well, I'd like it real well too, but when you have
I understand.
we probably got half the number we had at one time.
A move in the right direction rather than.
I think it is, my personal belief. So, just, is he on there now or? Okay. This is Tom Freeman of Blue Ridge, and he's gonna explain what their offerings are, and I'm not sure exactly what.
Try it again, Julie.
Tom.
There you go. We're good.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry I couldn't be there in person tonight. I had the unfortunate opportunity to go on vacation, and while I was gone, our governor decided that there was about 15 states you couldn't return from without doing a 14-day quarantine, and I'm on day 7 of my sentence. So I apologize for not being able to join you in person, but I guess this is the next best thing. Also with me tonight on the Zoom meeting here is Joe Laura. Joe is our Director of Marketing and Customer Service for our corporate office. So anything that I can't answer, hopefully Joe can jump in there and add to it. Just want to give you a little bit of a history on how we got to know the Westfield folks. And first of all, I'd like to thank Ron and Julie and Sean and the entire board. We've had, I think, a good relationship over the years. We first got to know one another when we were asked to serve Northern Tioga School District, the Westfield Elementary School and Kawaneski Valley High School in particular. Attaching poles is an expensive issue, so we approached the Westfield board about overlashing our fiber to their facilities to help lessen the expense to get to the schools and keep the costs down for that. So we came up with an overlash agreement to do that. Then we started exchanging some fiber to help you get down from your head end down into the community, shorten up some long cascades of RF on the coax cable going toward Knoxville. We helped you get set up with a couple fiber optic nodes, and we've just had a good relationship back and forth. If Sean has needed some things, we've tried to be there to help out. We learned some things from coming over and trying to help out at the head end with different issues that helped us resolve some of our issues too. So our relationship kind of grew out of that. And so was this progression with what's going on with Westfield. And I've got to say, it's very difficult with the rising programming costs for us as a larger company to try and maintain any margin at all. And we have a lot more subscribers than what Westfield has an opportunity to serve, so that helps us some. But we also have additional services with internet and telephone services that can kind of help offset that. The programmers have just gone crazy with what they expect for rates, and it literally have made it very difficult, if not impossible, for smaller community-owned cable systems to continue, such as Westfield. Knoxville went through that not too long ago, and I think Sabinsville went through that before that. Westfield, being a little larger company, was able to take those customers on and service them. But the margin in just cable television has gotten so small that it's really gotten to the point where you try to keep your rates reasonable and keep them low. And I'll be the first one to say our rates for video services are going to be higher than what you're paying right now. Your board has done a terrific job, whether you know it or not, at keeping your rates really, I think, kind of artificially low, because that's what communities try to do to help each other out. And I wouldn't want to be on your board of directors when it's rate increase time and go down to the coffee shop for my 10 a.m. coffee, because I'm sure that's not the most pleasant experience in the world. But I can tell you that they've done a great job at trying to minimize rate increases for you. I just want to tell you a little bit about Blue Ridge, and Joe, feel free to jump in here at any time. Blue Ridge is a a family-owned company from its inception. They're down in the Lehigh Valley. Palmerton, Pennsylvania is where our corporate office is. And we're in I think we're moving into our 4th generation of the same family operating the company right now. My job, part of what I do is I manage the operations for Tioga County. So we've, I think, done a great job of keeping a high level of customer service. That family-owned feel that the company has is genuine, and they really care about customer service. It's not unusual for me to get an email from one of the members of the family that own the company and say, hey, I heard about this customer. Can you look into that for me and tell me what's going on there and why this happened or why this didn't happen? So I'm very happy to be working for a company that really has what I consider to be a high level of customer service. I think that's about the only thing that can differentiate companies in the communications business anymore, because you can get voice data and video from a lot of companies, but you can't get good customer service from all of those companies. And I think that's where we're gonna excel. I think that's where we're gonna have the opportunity to really show you that we have a good product at a fair price, and we'll take care of you. I don't want to keep rambling on here, but I do think you really owe a debt of gratitude to those folks sitting at the table up in front of you. They've worked hard since 1952. Not all of them on the table there, obviously, but your board has served you well. Hopefully we can serve you as well going forward. We plan to build a state-of-the-art fiber to the home. This will be the first system that Blue Ridge built that has actually no RF, no traditional coaxial cable, if you will, coming into your home. This is going to be IP delivered TV, voice, data, video. It's all going to be delivered IP. We're going to have some neat features. We'll have things like a DVR that's not in a hard drive. It's actually going to be a DVR in the cloud. We're going to have wireless outlets for your television service, so we won't need to run coax all over your house. There may be a place where we need to run Ethernet cables, but by and large, it's going to be HDMI to a TV set, wireless internet, and your telephone service, if you choose any of those. So we do provide voice, data, and video, and there's many different packages that go along with that, various speeds. But I'm real pleased to have the opportunity to serve that northern part of Tioga County, and hopefully you will be as well. I'll try to entertain any questions, or Joe, if you want to jump in and add anything, feel free.
Yeah, hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Just to reiterate what Tom said, we're really excited about coming in the community. I know I'm from the Palmerton office, so I'm about 3.5 hours away, but I've been to a bunch of franchise meetings and everyone's been great. The people seem awesome and excited that we're coming in. So we're really happy to be coming in. Like Tom said, you're gonna get the most state-of-the-art technology that's out there today. But if you're not a technology person, don't be scared. We're still we have several packages, like Tom said, you know, from the basic channels to over 300 channels. So we offer a wide range. So don't be, you know, intimidated if you're not a technical person that you have to do too much. So, or you're gonna get too much that you won't need, because you can get what you want. Internet speeds, we start at 10 meg and we go all the way up to 1 gig. So if you just need something to browse Facebook or read a couple emails, there's a package for you. If you need, you know, something, if people are gaming in your house and you need more speed, we got a package that's for you. So, you know, we pretty much have, I won't say we have everything, but we pretty much have everything. And our phone service is very reliable. It's unlimited local and long distance. So, you know, as long as you don't call Russia or anywhere else, if you call from the United States, Canada, even Puerto Rico and Guam, I think is included, your monthly phone bill will be the exact same. Won't be any surprises. So we try to do a bunch of packages to fit everyone's budget, and everyone has different TV viewing habits and internet needs. So we try to come up with a package that best fits you.
Not sure that I'll be able to hear all your questions, but I know Julie has agreed to repeat them if need be.
Do you have a list of the different packages for internet, like if you want to bundle internet, TV and phone, is there a list here, or where can we go to find that?
If you go, yeah, I mean, I could go, we could spend all night talking about rates and packages, and I'd be happy to do that if you'd like. But if you go to brctv.com, you can put in, and just for reference, if you enter, it'll ask you what community you want to look at. You're going to have the same package as Wellsboro and Mansfield area. So if you put that in, then you'll get the rates for all of the certain the channel lineup and everything for our area that's going to be serving your area.
Thank you.
Is the Buffalo channel involved in any of this?
I didn't hear what channel that was.
The Buffaloes.
No, there's no Buffalo affiliates. Buffalo is considered out of market, and it was even for Westfield at the time. And the way the FCC's kind of arranged those markets, we used to carry a lot of those duplicate ABCs, NBCs, CBSs. But then the programmers got, I don't want to say greedy, but they got a little greedy. And so to try and duplicate those programs most of the time during network time, it was only when the local affiliates were broadcasting that there was any value to it at all. And even on top of that, and I know this from over in Gelton, when we had a tower site over there. Gelton's fed from Mansfield now. But the Buffalo networks became unusable. And I don't know if Sean had that same experience, but when everybody went digital, a lot of them moved their head ends, they lowered their power, and you just couldn't pick them up.
Yep, completely.
Where is the telephone company kind of connected to the fiber? Where's your telephone connected to the fiber?
Well, our fiber will take you from your home to our corporate office, and from our corporate office down in the Lehigh Valley to the outside world from there.
Okay, what happens if there's a fiber break down there?
Well, if there's a fiber break, you're going to be broken until we get it fixed.
There's no service up here.
That's a good point to try and explain how we service things. We have corporately a team that's on call 24/7, 365. That includes engineers who can talk to us about what fibers need to come up first, depending on where the break is. Car pole accident on 249. I can get, while I'm dispatching someone to get on site, I can have an engineer sitting there saying, okay, you need to be in this enclosure and bring this fiber up first to feed this amount of subscribers, and we'll work through that. It doesn't matter if it's just you have your internet's out. If your internet's out and you're just a single homeowner and it's Tuesday night at 5 o'clock, we'll send somebody out to fix your internet that night. We have a local supervisor that's on call 24/7. So that local supervisor will get a call from our corporate office, and then our corporate office will inform the supervisor of what's going on. He'll get a hold of our on-call field staff, and they'll dispatch them accordingly. That system is in place regardless of the severity of the outage.
Yeah, the only reason I'm asking is a few years ago we had a fire in Knoxville, and I worked for the telephone company. It took us about 12 hours to get our fiber back up with the splicing.
And I don't, there's really no preventing that emergency. What I can tell you is from our corporate office to Wellsboro, which is where your feed is going to ultimately come from, we have a fiber ring there. So if something happens between our corporate office and Wellsboro, let's just say in Tunkhannock, for example, because that's where our fiber is routed, or Scranton. The minute that fiber is severed, it goes backwards through a ring, and it goes through the Ephrata, Duncannon, up to Jersey Shore, up 287, and back into Wellsboro. So if something happens to that particular piece of fiber, there's a ring that you won't even really know the difference. You won't know there was an outage. Now on the stem that would be coming toward your area, if something breaks there, you're going to be down until we have something dispatched and get it put back together.
I'm not worried about the break or anything like that. It's a 911 call.
What do you do if Verizon goes down?
Verizon is out of the picture.
What they do is they tell everybody to stand by their station.
Yeah, basically, it's gonna be the
Is
same
this
thing.
fiber going to be in the ground or over top?
Most of it's on a pole. There's a small section that's underground, but almost all of it's in the air.
Well, people in Knoxville and Elkland knew what it was without telephone service, and they couldn't make any long distance calls or anything until we got that back up, and it took us, well, the fire was like 4 o'clock in the morning, it was midnight, Christmas Eve, when we got back together all, so that everything came up.
I'm not sure about all that, Julie. Did you help me out there?
Not really a question there, I don't think.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, there is some questions in the chat that I don't think Joe got answered. If you want to pop your chat up to see what's in there. There are some questions that come in.
Here's one. Once they come in, we have to pay a deposit. Joe, do you want to handle that on any particular devices that we might charge a deposit for?
Yeah, like Tom said, it's going to be all new equipment. So we haven't even really come up with pricing for this equipment yet. So as far as deposit, not sure on that yet. But we usually, if you're just getting internet and you're leasing our modem, there's no deposit. If you're getting TV, and as it stands now, if you get our TiVo service, which is our DVR recording device, if you get 2 or more of those in the household, we ask for a deposit because the boxes, the boxes cost us around $400. So, but with this new technology, you're not going to need those boxes. So it's kind of a hard question to answer right now until we come up with that. But if you're just getting internet or phone, there's no deposit. TV, we'll have to get back to you on that one. But if it's just basic cable, there's no deposit.
So $89.
I'll just go down through some of these, and if I skip yours, it's because I think that it may have already been answered. The question from Mary was, will they be able to reach Sabinsville? Yes, we're planning to come out to Sabinsville, and I think Sean said, we're going to go most places that the cable is right now. We're still doing a lot of engineering, but it probably is not going to go everywhere, but it's going to go very close. We're going to cover the largest amount of the footprint that's covered by the cable system right now.
So the $89 for the package plus internet could be $150 or $60.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. We had a rate increase that we planned in April that we put off because of the COVID environment. We just didn't feel like we could charge that. So that rate that was quoted, it's actually going to go up $7, and that's strictly programming costs. So your basic plus level of cable service would be $96.20. And I think Julia passed out some channel cards. So if you open that up and you look at it, see broadcast basic and basic plus there, that's the rate that I'm talking about. If you just want basic cable and you wanted to get your ABC, your networks, your PBSs and some of those and keep it as economically feasible as you can, we have a broadcast basic package that's $36.04. So we understand programming is expensive, and we've tried to make a package that can fit just about everyone's budget. And there's another thing that you're going to have to think about with this whole thing that you don't have available right now, is you're going to have some reliable high-speed internet speeds that are gonna allow you to stream some things. You may find out that you can stream some things over the internet through YouTube TV or Hulu or some of those other services that are referred to as over-the-top services, and you may not choose our video programming. That's going to be a choice that you've never had before. So don't, forget that there are many more options here that you may not even be thinking about right now.
I have a question. When are you going to start doing the fiber optic cable? And putting that through?
Julie, can you repeat that, or Sean, for me?
She wanted to know when you're gonna start running the fiber and coming through.
Well, our hope is to get started with construction in mid-August. We're hoping to be able to launch our phone and internet services mid-October, and we probably won't have our video product ready until late November. So this is all kind of subject to change. We're finding out right now, with some of the COVID things, some plants shut down. You may not be able to get the product that you once thought you could just get online and order and it shows up. So barring running into unforeseen things, that's our tentative time frame.
You said it right, Tom. The new set of rules come out today, I guess. So God knows what he's got up his sleeve now.
Tom?
Yes.
I seen a question pop up. They said the 9620, that's just for cable, so could you talk about how like the bundling could work in their favor and things?
Joe, do you want to take that? I've got some rates here if you want me to cover that. It doesn't matter.
Sure. I mean, since you're basically all new customers to us, we do have new customer promotional rates. So we call them double plays and triple plays. So if those rates are usually for 1 or 2 years, so you'll be eligible for those discounted rates. Right now, just for an example, we have an internet and phone double play for $49.95 a month. So that's a good discounted rate. It's a good introductory rate. It gets you used to our services. You can try out our different speeds and see what works best for you. But as far as full price, if you, our internet lowest package speed at 10 meg starts at $35.95. So, and that would be on top of the 9620 for the cable. But like I said, we do have packages. We do have promotional rates going on. So we don't want to scare you with retail rates for every product, but we do have special offers that everyone will be eligible for.
Are those listed online? If you go and check it, vrc.com to find out a rate for a package?
Are those rates listed on vrc.com?
Yes, they're listed on the promotional rates and the full price rates are both on there.
vrctv.com?
Yes.
Blue Ridge. Yeah. Blue Ridge Cable TV, vrctv.com.
I have a question. I'm a big Pittsburgh Pirates and Penguins fan. Can we get that channel that they're on?
You sure can.
Huh?
You sure can.
Okay. That's important to me. We have a lot of great things on that channel besides the Pirates and Penguins. And I'm a sports enthusiast. I'm a sports nut. So I'm hopefully.
Yeah, we carry AT&T Sportsnet. And that's where the Pens play and the Pirates play, if they play.
That's questionable right now for next year.
I'm hoping Pens, they get started here pretty soon, I think the first week in August, so hopefully they'll finish strong.
On that note, what about the Philadelphia Flyers and the Eagles?
You're not in such good shape there, and I apologize for that, but anything that's on the national feed, you'll be able to get with them. But we don't carry any of their exclusive programming locally here. There was a question about local news. We carry all the Elmira affiliates. Elmira is our market, so that's the network that the FCC has decided should be our market just due to proximity. One of the things that we do, because we still live in Pennsylvania, but when you watch TV, sometimes you don't feel that way when you're in this part of the state. On our local access channel on channel 13, we carry WNEP out of Wilkes-Barre's news. We only carry their news only because it's a duplicated network. So we carry their news. I think they get started at like 4:30 in the morning weekdays and go to 7 a.m. And then we carry them from noon to 12:30, and then the evening news, and then the late news at 11. So you will be able to have access, even on our lowest level of cable service on the broadcast basic, you will be able to get a Pennsylvania news channel.
Sue, did you have a question? Yeah. When you said there were going to be wireless outlets for the TV, do you come into the house and put those in?
Can you hear Tom?
I think, I missed most of it, I'm sorry.
She said, you said that the wireless outlets are in the house, so do you guys come in and install that and put it all in for them?
Yes, and what I was able to do, I talked to our corporate office about how we're going to handle getting you installed to start with. Existing customers, we felt deserved a standard installation without charging you. So they said to me, you know, if they're an existing customer as of October the 1st, we'll honor a standard installation fee to transfer you over and get you hooked up to us, so you don't incur the expense. Now, if you live in a bunker and you want your walls fished through the concrete or something like that, that might be a different issue. We might have to talk about that. But if it's just a normal standard installation fee, we're going to cover that for those customers who are customers of record as of October the 1st.
What upfront costs are there for people who may not be a customer?
You might want to sign up by October 1st.
What about those of us who they cannot serve?
Our standard installation is $54.95.
I have a question. Let's say the top tier internet service, what's the upload speed for that?
It depends on what package you get. And the cool part about what we're doing over there right now is this fiber to the home. Right now, let's just say you got our 1 gig package. The most you could get upload would be 40 meg. Now there's no monthly, on that particular package and on a couple of the other packages, there's no data transfer rate limit per month. But with this, I'm not sure where we might go. We're going to have a lot of different options available to us with this fiber to the home. We might be able to come out with a symmetrical package. We may come out with a 1 gig by 500 meg. There's just a lot of opportunities with this technology that we haven't simply put anywhere else in the Blue Ridge organization yet. So you're getting the best of the best, and some of it we don't know quite what we're going to do with or how we're going to do it yet. So we have some unlimited capacity that we really don't know quite yet what we're going to be able to do with it. We know what we can do with it. We just don't know quite how we're going to package some of the things yet.
If I had a complete package, TV, phone, and internet, and there's a break somewhere, am I losing everything, or is there going to be impact to some things?
If you get a broken wire, you're gonna lose everything?
Yeah, like if there's a break in the fiber, is he gonna lose everything if he signs up for the triple play, or does he just lose some of it?
You're gonna lose everything till we fix the fiber. I can tell you though, those fiber breaks are few and far between. Now, that's not to say that a branch might not fall off a tree in your backyard and take down your service ground. But yes, you would lose everything until that was put back up.
What's your rough estimate on how long it would take to have that replaced?
Depends on what's broken. If it's a car accident alongside the road, it could be a lot longer. If it's a break in your house, it'd be a lot quicker, you know.
Let me just give you a quick example real quick, real world accident over there. We serve, like I said, we serve fiber to the Kaunetski Valley High School. And I don't know if you remember, it's probably been 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer than that, I don't know. But at Christmas time, a car came down the North Fork Road, didn't recognize the stop sign, went across the intersection, took the pole out, and everything laid in the road. I mean everything, power, phone, fiber. We actually had our team on site assessing the damage and working on getting that fiber back before the school district called us and told us they were out of service.
Stanley was still on, because Stanley was the whole right at the end of the intersection. We had Penelec, Blue Ridge, those guys, electric company.
Yeah.
Yep. Jeff was just remembering that whole mess.
There's another question in the back.
Oh, question in the back.
How soon will you know what you're doing with the internet? Like, I think a lot of us probably want to go with, like, say, the double or triple play, but are more interested in the higher internet speeds that we just don't have around here. How soon will you know what you are doing so we can sign up for the appropriate package to get that higher internet speed?
We can do 1 gig by 40 right now, right? You know, as soon as it's available.
I would just like to say that if we ever hope to get any industry back in this area, we have to have this kind of thing available. Otherwise, they're just not going to be interested.
Yep.
On the roadway.
Question over here, Tom.
How many TVs can you run without having an additional service charge?
Can you repeat that for me, Sean?
How many TVs can you have in your house without an additional service charge?
Well, we're probably going to have a charge per device. These are interactive devices that are going to be out there. So that, and it's going to depend on the level of service that you want to do from that device. Right now, our cheapest device, I think, that we have out there on additional outlet, Joe, is a DTA for $4.95. But they won't be what we're using in Westfield. So I honestly can't tell you that, but there will be a charge per device that's out there. If you want DVR and all of those same digital services that you have on every TV in the house, it's going to be more expensive. If you want just a TV in the garage for just basic cable, it's going to be less expensive, but I can't tell you what those rates are going to be at this point. They'll be comparable to other companies.
Each box for each TV in the house, or one box for per house?
Each device, each TV, each device will have a box.
And that has to be rented?
That's correct.
I have a question, Tom. Do you feel comfortable giving us a guess about how much money you're going to spend on this system?
I haven't run the budgetary numbers on it. I mean, I know, what construction materials cost. We're still working on the final design. It's not cheap. We're going to have a significant investment, and it's going to take a period of time to recoup our investment. But that's one of the things that I've appreciated about working for Blue Ridge. I've worked for Blue Ridge 30 years now, and they take care of their communities. They put an investment in. This is not something that they've taken very lightly. It's a weighted decision to build this part of Tyler County. So it's a significant investment, and we're hoping that we're going to be there long enough to pay it back.
Tom?
Yes.
In the chat, someone said, can you tell us what the downtime will be before you go live?
Well, I'm hoping that you don't shut off TV service to them until we can transfer them over. So I'm hoping that Westfield continues to operate their cable system, and I believe that's the plan, until we have our plant fully operational and ready to provide services to you. So I'm hoping there's no gap. Am I answering the question correctly?
I think kind of, and also like you said you thought you guys would probably go live with video the mid of November, right? And then internet and phone October. Is that right?
Mid to late November, hopefully, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that probably finishes that.
There's going to be a little transition time because I can't come in there and hook 500 people up overnight. So, you know, there'll be a little bit of a transition. We're going to have to just work through the list of subscribers as we get plant operational.
Looking at this Blue Ridge paper, and you have basic plan goes to 87. The digital basic, is that included in the other basic? That's another package. It's another
Digital
package.
is an option.
Digital basic is another package, right?
That's correct. As is Digital Basic Plus, as is HD Plus. None of those are forced on you. They're all options that you can add on to your service.
So if you get the basic and the digital basic, what would be the price?
Well, you're looking at $96.20 to get your Basic Plus, if you choose Basic Plus. And then if you want a Digital Basic, you add another $21.95 on top of that. And with your Digital Basic, you get another 58 channels.
Okay. Bruce had a question.
Another question?
So you can get just the basic or just cable, don't need to take phone or internet?
Right.
If you want just our broadcast basic for $36.04 and that's all you want to spend, that's all you have to spend.
Well, I want a few other channels than that. Gotta have NASCAR.
Basic, broadcast basic.
So the broadcast basic is like our lower tier. That's just gonna be your networks and things, and that's $36.20 plus your box fee per TV.
And if you want everything, I think I'm squeaking here. If you want pretty much everything that we have, it would be broadcast basic and the basic plus, because if you get basic plus, you get broadcast basic also.
Yeah.
And that would be the $96.20.
You don't have to have the internet for that either.
No, you can have just TV, you can have just the internet, you can have internet and telephone, like, you don't have to take everything. You can just take what you want.
If you just want our phone service, you can just take our phone service.
I know there's a lady that's on very, very, very limited income. And I doubt she'll even be able to afford any TV at this point.
What does she do now?
She has your basic.
So our basic is $40, their basic is 3604.
Yeah, I thought this here is 36.
Right. That's
But that doesn't have any.
So does she pay the 75 or does she pay 40?
Huh?
Does she pay us 75 right now or does she pay us 40?
She's paying me 40.
That's the same as that 36,000.
That's just this much.
She's got the lower tier of our system.
Yeah, but she's got more channels, I think.
Well, we do have more in our lower tier, yes, but that's because we offer double networks. Okay, Dennis has a question.
Other questions?
Do I understand this right? If every time you move up an act, say you like the digital basic, that includes everything below that also?
Yes. Yes. So like he said, if you went with the digital basic, that would be the 9620 plus 2195 more a month, but you would have everything before that, as well as those channels in that one.
Another question on chat we were about to look at here. Can you click on it?
I think he's trying to
One second.
Is there one cable, Tom, going into the house and then the boxes are wireless to each box and device, or how is that working? And then another question is, will the fiber support cable cards?
Let me take the cable card one first. Right now, we support certain devices cable cards. I'm assuming this particular cable card may be TiVo in question. I don't know, but we offer a TiVo product. The IPTV boxes I haven't got my hands on yet, so I can't answer that question 100% for those boxes at this point in time. I just don't know the answer to that with the IPTV box. We currently do support on the rest of our product line cable cards.
I got one more question. That is,
hold on.
Tim has one.
Question over here, Tom.
My question is, how will we automatically approach existing subscribers about hooking up to your system, or do people need to sign up online before we do that?
Did you hear him, Tom?
No, could you please repeat it?
I believe I can answer it though.
So he wants to know how current customers or previous customers are going to be able to get signed up with you guys. Are you going to mail out something for them to have a number or something to call to get signed up, or how's that going to work?
Joe, you want to take that one on?
Sure. Yes, as we get close to finishing an area, we're going to send out a notice in the mail saying, you know, within a couple of weeks, services will be available. We'll direct you to our website so you can become more familiar with our services. So we'll give you probably, it's either going to be 30 days or 2 weeks notice that your services will be available. And then once it is turned on and available, we'll notify you again. That now says, now you're active, please call and schedule an appointment. So there'll be like a coming soon notice, and then once we're fully active, we'll get another notice. And there may also be door tags as well. We're still working on that. So as the technicians finish an area, they'll put a door tag on each door that says services available at your home.
Okay, we have one more question.
when you hook up them telephones, what do you do with the old wire? Just run along like the spectrum?
Did you hear him, Tom?
Did not.
He said when you hook up the telephones and stuff, what do you do with the old line? Do you just throw it in the yard like Spectrum does, or what?
From the pole to the house?
Yeah.
Yes.
From the pole to the house, we're part of what Westfield's obligation was to tear down the old stuff. If the service drop is left and we go there, our guys will take the service drop down. You know, unfortunately, from the corner of the house, Tim, you own that.
believe he was talking about phone instead of cable, but.
Right.
Oh, the phone drop. Yeah, I can't take a Verizon drop down. I'm sorry.
Spectrum does. Throws them in the yard.
No. I'm not going to. I don't want to take. I wouldn't want somebody else to come in, another company come down and take my facility down, and I wouldn't take someone else's facility down.
That's active trespassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the other company's wireless.
I think that's about it for questions. Ron's going back up, so it'll be just a minute.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Sean, could you give me a picture of the place where Bill first started TV line up
Of the
there?
news article we have? We have a news article from when they first started.
Oh, do we? Yeah.
We can copy that.
Can you answer the question on the cable coming into the house?
The lady I'm talking about is already come here.
Okay. The cable coming into the house?
The question was, the cable coming into the house, is there one? And is it wireless to all the other boxes and devices, or is there cables to each device?
There'll be a fiber that comes into the house, and it will go to a device that I'm just going to call it a cable modem. And then you may want some devices connected to Ethernet for some reason. Some of the devices could be hooked up wirelessly. We have a product that we rent for internet. It's called Eero. And I love them. You know, everybody has, at least, I shouldn't say everybody. I always used to have fits with my wireless router. And I had a love-hate relationship with it. When it worked, it was the greatest thing in the world. But when I got on the edge of it, I wanted to throw rocks at it. So we ended up getting this product called Eero, and it really takes the work out of a wireless network and extending your wireless network. And we rent them. They're $5.95 a piece, and you can put as many in your house. You could run them half a block if you wanted to. And they just work seamless. If a lightning strikes, takes it out, something, we come and replace them. So getting wireless internet distributed around your house is something we do very well. Should you ask us to do it? If you want to do it on your own, that's up to you as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That concludes this meeting.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
My brain isn't working. So two here is $96. Two here.
Lower package. And this is basically what we offer you now.
Thank you.
This is going to be $96 here. So you're paying $7. So to get this, it's another 22.
Basic cost. Yeah, I did a copy of that. No way. I am counting.
Yep.
Put that down.
I won't forget. Okay. You're welcome.
Hey, quick one. So the sounds of it, they say it's just get rehooked back up by October 1st. Is there any Yeah, like to get us. Well, again, two shares of them, so one came when I had a old house, and then we bought the new house. One share came, was in the pack there and closed. So I got 2 shares of the Knoxville cable.
I know when we assumed Knoxville, they gave us all the memberships that people paid us, but we got none. We ate all that cost for all the customers that came right over. Right. Since you haven't had a sense that, I'm not sure what they're doing.
No, I see.
But if you call the office, you can just
so, okay. Yeah, I assume it's just a good although there's a blast from the past, yes. They make money on it.
Basically, any of that membership shares that we should have had to maintain their system and bring it up to life. We went and spent a bunch of money just to get better, at least up to ours. And all the new members, they didn't get any of that money to we don't have. And all the money either way to other nonprofits. It's still us who's a nonprofit. They could have used it for the system you guys paid for.
Also, there's actually telling people to know when you're when I first got married. And then the closing, that was part of the closing that share that came in. And so I think, you know, so I know.
Our line